Okay. Okay, so if this video ends up being public, it means that everything went well and I went through with the plan. So this is a video about me deciding to go to law school, and so I am keeping this private until I feel very comfortable with that. I don't want to jinx it in terms of showing the world. It'll be a private video first and then it'll go public when pretty much all of this is done. The process is done. I still want to share it, but I just don't want to have it out in the universe for people who may or may not be so positive about my progression and journey and shit like that. And so I'm just gonna keep it a secret until then. So it's gonna be a public video once basically all of this is blown over, meaning I have done the application process and have received offers and accepted and am secured and going somewhere, as opposed to doing this and you watch me go through the process of applying and LSAT and all that kind of stuff. Those videos will come, but it won't be public until this stuff is done. And I kind of wish I had a better reason other than I just don't want to deal with the hate. But I don't know, I just kind of feel I've been around enough people in my professional life that are kind of weird and stagnant themselves, and I personally just don't want, because some people I think still maybe follow me and stuff like that, I don't really want to be bothered with that energy until everything's solidified, because I think once it gets out and really gets out to people that I know, yeah, people can be weird. Anyway, so the decision to go to law school, what started it? Let's back up. I'm in an MFA program. If you don't know, this is my writing channel, and I am a second year currently. So it's 2024. Okay, it's 2024 when I'm making this video. It's September 2024. I was like, when's it? September 2024 when I am making this video. So I decided to go to law school. This year actually solidified it in my mind that I'm going to do it. I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to make this plan, and it's gonna proceed forward. I had thought about going to law school in 2023, somewhere in there, because I was on the fence about pursuing my MFA, which is a Master in Fine Arts in Creative Writing. And so I decided to go for that degree because it was the degree that I wanted, and it was the degree that I actually was prepared for, because I already had writing samples, I had the stuff, I could get my transcripts going and stuff like that. But the law that's a whole nother beast, right? So I decided to pursue my MFA in creative writing, and I do not regret it. I wish I had done it sooner. I think I should have majored in creative writing, and I probably would have gotten it out of my system. But I decided to pursue a master's in fine arts. So happy about that. So I'm also an older student. I don't know how old people think I am, but I'm in my 30s. So when I finish my creative writing program, I'll be entering edging towards my mid 30s, and then I'll be pursuing law school in my mid to late 30s, basically. So my goal for law school is to enter class of 2029, which would be me starting law school in 2026. So I will that's the plan. Graduate in 2026 with my MFA, start law school in 2026 fall. Other things. So let's go back. So me wanting to go to law school 2023, I decided to do the MFA instead. I considered JD, and I had to do a lot of emotional reckoning with myself about Do you want the degree because you feel like your peers are achieving, they're achieving stuff, and you don't feel like you've achieved anything, or you don't feel like you've done anything with your life? Like, I've had to reckon with that, for my 20s, basically, my whole 20s, because I didn't have a plan in terms of my degree. And that would be the one thing I tell people: if you're going to pursue any degree, have a plan for the degree, and if it doesn't make sense, don't pursue it. And even if that means college, I would rather you work and get some sort of skill set or start a business or something like that, as opposed to going to college to get a degree and you don't really know what you want to do with it. You don't really know what you want to do, especially if you do not have scholarship funds. You're not getting it paid for by family or any outside source. You have to take loans. That's the good thing about me going to college. I may not have had a plan, but I did basically have a full ride, right? All the scholarships I had, I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket except books, and even that was partially covered. So definitely have a plan. But I decided to go back to school to pursue writing, like I said, because it was the easier one to get into at that point. And then also, I always wanted to write, and I specifically wanted to do poetry, and I just felt like I would be a better writer and poet if I pursued that degree. So I wanted to pursue the degree of an MFA because I just felt like no other way of studying or training with poetry would really suit me. I wanted a specific place where I could do that, and I decided to do a regular residency kind of program, not a low residency. I just needed that structure. So I don't regret it. I'm a second year. I really like it. It's going by way faster than I would like. But yeah, so there's that. In 2023, when I was considering the JD, like I said, I had to do a lot of the emotional processing, but I also kind of just felt like, everything I had done up until this point was leaning me more towards, if I were to pursue anything, it would be things related to being a massage therapist, a pharmacy technician, things like that. Writing based on my career path, immediately before it was such a pivot. So it was kind of strange, even though my major in college was history, and I pivoted to more healthcare fields, and then I pivoted out to more writing, and now I'm pivoting away once again to pursue law eventually. But I don't regret that, but I regret not doing things sooner. Between 21, 22, and then 26, 7, those years were years where I essentially have wasted time. So if I had pursued what I wanted to pursue out of college, I would have gone for the MFA or writing program, and I would have been with my master's at 25, and then probably have pursued this maybe 5-7 years later, still kind of becoming a lawyer. But anyway, I had to, with this process, make sure that I just, like I said, didn't just want to get the degree just to get the degree. I knew I wanted the writing degree because it was something I always wanted to do, and I had to solidify myself also. Am I interested in entering the field for real, or am I going through a phase where I'm learning about this thing through my own experience? So this is what I'm saying. This is what I mean. A relative died. My grandmother died, and I had to settle her estate, and it became a very fascinating thing for me. Now, when I say I want to go to law school, and I say I was interested in dealing with the estate, I have to kind of figure out, is this just an experience that I'm going through and I'm very curious about it, and I would just like to read up on it and be more prepared just for with myself and what I am planning to do with my life, planning my own estate, getting my own records together, getting my own business structures together, if anything, do that kind of stuff. Work with a good literary agent that can help me get good book deals and stuff like that, and protect my work and all. Is that something that I'm just looking to experience? Because I have a massage channel, and I'll talk about this on my massage channel about me pivoting away from massage and what that means. But is this just an experience that I'm going through and I'm very fascinated and it's like the flavor of the month kind of career choice, or is it something that I really am genuinely interested in? And the truth be told is I'm genuinely interested in it. Now, I do plan, this is September 2024 now I'm talking, I do plan to take a course, like a mini course in law, just to see if I fully want to pursue it, because I do have plans for 2025. Should everything go through, I have plans for that. So, like I said, I had to get a lot of that mental baggage out of the way, because also law school is like a time commitment, and then it's also like expensive as shit. So you have to like really go into it with a clear mind about this is what you want to do, and it's not for your parents, it's not for your community, it's not to look good, it's not to feel important. It's like you genuinely want to solve problems via law, being a lawyer. So anything that you pursue, you have to understand that you're there to solve problems via whatever career path you're choosing. I don't care if you're an artist. You're solving problems of people having like shitty art in their house, and you're giving them quality, or you're giving them very nice pieces that they like. Abstract artists, you're giving them great pieces they can think about and process. You're doing performance art, you're giving great performances that cause people to think about stuff and potentially change their actions. You're solving a problem, or you're working your way towards solving a problem via whatever career path you are doing, right? For me, I had to differentiate whether or not this was just a flavor of the month experience that I was having versus I genuinely want to solve these problems. And the more I think about it, the more I am a desk-ridden kind of person. Being a massage therapist is really hard on your body. The average career span is less than 5 years, to be honest. And to be honest, I haven't even hit a year, and I'm like, and it's not even like full-time. I was never full-time to begin with, but I probably will pursue massage and healthcare type things in the future. I just don't feel like for me it's a full-time thing. I feel like it was a phase in my life where I needed to be in those experiences to learn about things. But I'm really a writer and a reader, and I'm really tactile, so I do art as well. But I have always been like a reader, and I've always been like someone who's away from people, who's studying and pursuing like mental pursuits. And so in many ways, like I've grown and expanded beyond that by becoming a pharmacy technician, a massage therapist, doing that kind of stuff. But I still have remained like rooted in that, like reading that history degree was for a reason. That history degree was something that has proven to be useful for me, essentially. Even if I didn't pursue it outright, it still allowed me the space to pursue something that is close to me in terms of like soft skill set, like research, looking things up, writing, just all of that stuff. So anyway, since that's my little ramble about all of that, why I'm pursuing it and stuff like that, what is going on now? So it's September 2024. I have a plan to go to school by September 2026. I have 2 years to work backward from 2026 to 2024. My first thing is I made the decision to pursue it. Cool. I'm pretty solidified in that I don't necessarily shy away. I think being older, I don't shy away from challenges anymore. So the first thing was making a decision. The second thing is to set myself up so that I can financially pay for it, or leverage pay. Like, I currently am not where I want to be financially, and I have to change that. So that's 2. 3, I have to start getting the materials ready for this, because 2026 will be here before you know it. 2025 is almost here. And 2025 is the critical year that I need to get everything done. So I need to start really looking into that. So LSAT test taking, LSAT prep, the prep courses that I want to do related to law, all of that needs to be done by early 2025 so that I can take my first LSAT. I planned it for February 2025. I need to register for it officially 2025, and then from there, February 2025 to now, I have, what is that? So we have October, November, December, January, February, 5 months. So February backwards is 5 months. I have 5 months now to plan for my first LSAT. I want to take my first LSAT in February. I want to take my second LSAT like the end of the school year going into the summer of 2024. So February, May through July, somewhere in there, my second one, and hopefully by the second one, if I feel like I need to take a second one anyway, those will be my 2 scores. I don't see myself trying to take it in the fall. I'll be a third year. I'll be focusing on my thesis. I want to be able to focus on that and have all my stuff together. So that's the timeline for the test taking. Other things, the finances. I need to start getting career oriented with and be a little bit more strategic with what I am doing to make myself a candidate that stands out. So I have to do a lot of career assessment. I have to do a lot of probably career counseling and go from there. So I have a resume. I have to start really picking at what I need to do. I need to pursue things that are a little bit more cohesive. Not that like all the stuff I'm doing isn't interesting, but I do know that I lack cohesiveness when it comes to a lot of things. So there's that. And then I already kind of have the list of schools that I want to go to. I am not pursuing anything that is largely like the West Coast is out, the Midwest is out, and like the Deep South is out. And not because I don't want to necessarily go there. It's because I have a lot of obligations here with family. I have a lot of obligations here financially, and so that's just out of the question. If any of that changes, then perhaps, but for the most part, it's probably not going to change. So my obligations limit me to where I can like go. So it's my home state and then the states surrounding. Those are the places I'm going. So like that's the target. I am making the list of schools. I don't really plan to apply to more than 10. I just, I don't have like the mindset of a T14 type person. I don't need to pursue a T14. If I get into one, there's one within my vicinity, Georgetown. But other than that, I'm not pressed to go to that. I'm more interested in, does the program have the areas of like family law, particularly like estate planning and stuff like that, IP, intellectual property, or like entertainment law, like those 3, because I'm a poet. I am interested in family law and I'm interested in intellectual property. It's just those are the things that right now, based on where I am as a poet, would best translate probably into the JD. I could totally go there and end up wanting to do criminal. I don't see myself doing that, but those things. So right now I have my list of schools. I have the LSAT date that I want to. I have some LSAT books. I want to get a prep course though and kind of go through that. I want to learn how to take the test the best that I can. I don't really know about study groups for LSAT. I'll see. I might have to pay for that out of pocket. But yeah, like it's time for me to get serious. And so my 20s were a great time for me to just do self-discovery and meet really interesting people. But as I get older, I am getting a little bit more serious. I'll be 40 before I know it, right? Like it was just yesterday that I was like going off to school for college, going to the dorm, hanging out, and then, it was freshman year, then it was sophomore, then it was junior, then it was senior, and then I was graduating, and then I was in, various jobs and stuff like that. I've never had a real full career, and I have to admit that. I've had jobs. I've never been in the industry long enough really to, well, one of them, pharmacy technician, but I've never really been in any industry long enough, right, to root down. And so in my 30s, I see it's necessary for me to like root down. And I believe that law, based on who I am as a person, will probably be for me. So there's that. But that's my decision. It's a 2-year time. I am very interested in pursuing this, and so I'm already kind of going for it. I don't really have any issues with it. I'm going to do a whole series of the videos. I think I'll probably do a bulk set of videos that'll be private, and then like I said, once this stuff like pops off, then it'll be out there. But yeah, like you'll see. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like really tired. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.